But like in theory, if someone were a billionaire and they had like all this money, why wouldn't they just buy more of the thing they liked instead of dumping the thing they liked? Like if Bezos bought shares in Amazon, would you be pissed off? If Apple does a stock buyback and they buy more of their own shares in their company back from the public, which is a way to turn earnings into yield for the shareholders, do you get mad and yell at Apple? And so we had to come up with a word for this fan fiction fantasy, which is the opposite of a rug pull, called a magic carpet ride. And so if you're worried about risk of a rug pull, what weighted value have you given the risk of a magic carpet ride? And it's just hilarious to me.
Hey everybody, and welcome back. Hope you guys enjoying yourself out there. Man, we got a good show. We're going to be talking about TitanX on the move. Yeah, boy. Finally, is it beginning that wave 3? It's teasingly looking like it. We got Hex OA regulation, regulating the inflation there. T-shares, so we're going to talk about that briefly. We're going to be getting into pump tires, another one of a Richard Hart derivative there, platform. So that is pumping the volume on Pulse Trends. We're going to talk about that. And we're going to get into PUSD ALGO. We're going to talk about that, of course. And Pulse Mafia's got a number of updates, including the slot machines. Slot machines? I think slot machines. What's it? Slot machines? Is it slot machines? I think it is. Slot machine is up and running. So we've got another updates there. So that's all moving forward. So it's going to be a fun show. Hope you guys enjoy it. Should we get into it? Let's have a look. See who's in the chat there. We got Brian, our community leader. What's up, Brian? Good to see you. And Hedgehog as well. Woohoo! Good to see Hedgehog. Hope you're doing well there. Brendan says, howdy, Superman and family. Big shout out to Brendan, our TA guru in the house. Good to see you, Brendan. Let us know if you've got any little blues clues around charts as we're going. We've got Wookie as well. Let's make things happy. Happy again? Is it happy? Does it happen? The word happen? It's like make things happen. And happy as well. All right. We got Joshua Hill in the house there. Good, sir. Good to see you, Joshua. Liking the photo bomb there. Very, very cool. And watching from Canada, eh? How you doing, eh? How you doing in Canada, eh? I went down to the market, eh? Jordan Peterson, eh? I love that. All right. So good to see you, Joshua. And big shout out there in Canada. And yeah, vote for Polyev. Get rid of that silly fascist, what's his name? Trudolf as they call him. Free your mind, as well. Brennan says, I won the major jackpot on the slots yesterday. Woohoo! Really? That's fantastic, Brennan. Well done, mate. You have to tell us more about that in the old Discord, that's for sure. Big laugh there from Joshua on that one. Big shout out. And it's up, B. What's up, B? All right, so let's move on. Let's get into the show. We're going to get off with the market. So obviously we had the Thursday stock market yesterday. So let's get into that. So we did have a bit of mixed results. We got the Dow Jones down about 1/3%, 125 points to 44,747. We got the S&P 500 is up 1/3%, 22 points to 6,083. And the Nasdaq with all the tech companies is up 0.5%, almost 100 points to 19,791. So a bit of mixed results there. Tech companies looking good. Let's quickly look at commodities. We've got crude oil is down quite a bit there, $70.47. That's kind of a nice move in the right direction. Brent oil at $74.29. Let's see what Trump's economy will do for that as US looks to expand oil production. We're going to see how that goes, and also obviously the Canada tariffs there, how that plays out in terms of supply. Obviously, something like I think it's around 80% of exports from sour crude from the Canada go to get refined and go through those pipelines in America, and also self-supply. I think it's the East, Canadian East as well, through those pipelines, the Keystone ones. We got gold at the moment at $2,888, pretty flat. Silver at $32.64. I know someone who sold some silver and they love the price, but of course the price could be double that and by the end of the year, so we shall see. It's going to be a lot of fun. So that is the stock market at the moment. Let's jump over into crypto. What else there? We got Wookie says 30% each boy. 30% on Brennan's payout. Yeah, a three-way split there, Brennan. I think that's what he's trying to make. Brennan's laughing himself silly. All right, so let's get on it. We've got Bitcoin at the moment, $96,736 is up a third of a percent. The dominance is just under 60%, 59.64. This is the little Blues Clues, is it, towards altcoin season. Remember, in 2001, it was close to 70% before we had altcoin season, and it hasn't got that high this time. I'm not expecting it to get that high because the structure of crypto has changed, and the development phase and market phase of crypto is also different. We've obviously got millions of cryptos out there now, but we also have massive vehicles. Everybody is on board to start going into crypto, so it's going to be a lot of fun. We've got Ethereum there at the moment, down 2.2% at $2,700. XRP at $2.34, down 1.6%. What else we got going? Let me just refresh this because I've scrolled up a bit far here, and get rid of that. We got BNB is up 1.7% at $577. What else? Tron is up 4.5% at 23 cents. So we've got a little bit of green there, haven't we? Solana down 2.7% at $109. Now we're going to be keeping a lookout for X1 chain from Jack Levin, because that's going to be the first fork of Solana, but it's going to have all the bells and whistles on it, including EigenLayer and many other things. It's going to have a big DEX, Zendex, I think it is, going to be on it. So it's going to be a lot of fun for that. Now, we're following it in Strategy Club. So if you haven't joined Strategy Club, join up today. The link's in the video description. Only $35 a month for that. And we're flowing Intel through from there. ADA at the moment is down 2.7%, 71 cents at the moment. So that's kind of where the majors are. We'll have a quick look at Litecoin. Litecoin's down 1.1% as well, $101.67. So there we go. We always ignore BCH for some reason, Bitcoin Cash, and the other one, which I've forgotten. We got on the chart. This is the hourly chart for Bitcoin. So we're just sort of been zigzagging down a little bit here. We were kind of in a sideways channel, but we have actually got a lower low there, 95,679. But look, only hours ago, we were up at almost 100 grand again. That wasn't too long ago, was it? So how many hours? That was only 13 hours ago. We were up almost $1 grand. So we're down a bit from there. But we have got some volatility going. Yeah, we went down $3,500. So the volatility is pretty high once we get up around 100K. We're currently down 2,500 at the moment. But I think we're still looking very good. So let's go to the daily and have a look at where the daily is. We're going to auto reset that. We know Brian likes to reset the Bitcoin chart. We got, there's the price. So we're just below the 50-day moving average, which is currently at 98,673. And we're not too far away from 99,000 on the 50-day moving average. Now, the blue line is the 200-day moving average. It's 83,500. There we go. So we're well above that. So everything going pretty well, I think, at this stage for that next move. The next move, I suggest, will be violent to the upside, and we just need the right catalyst for that. So keep a lookout. Probably expecting more from Trump around the digital strategy and the crypto, probably. So let's see if we get some announcements on that shortly. That is Bitcoin, Ethereum at the moment. So look at that. On the hourly, pretty zigzaggy as well. We got down to as low as 2,656. Currently just below $2,700 on the hourly. And the daily is currently, let's go reset that too. Bam. And yeah, we've almost coming down to we had a golden cross back down here, death cross. We're almost up to a death cross here. But we may avoid it. We may avoid it. So, we've seen this before. $3,227 50-day, $3,120 on the 200-day. So they are converging. If that yellow line crosses below, that is a death cross. But it's February. February is typically one of the 2 greenest months of the year. I'm still very hopeful and optimistic about that with altcoin season and expecting a lot of cash to flow. We've heard on the street that Q2 is going to have a lot of institutional money come in. I suspect that we're going to get some good news in February and end up with a green month there. So we've got $2,700 at the moment. Pretty nice, good little pickup there for the old Ethereum there. We know that the Trump Foundation and all that all buying up Ethereum. I think it's about 70% of their portfolio or something. So I think everything's heading in the right direction. We have seen some good moves from the ETFs as well. There's also a Bitcoin ETF that's going to open up in Europe. So that's going to be bullish too. So more avenues for cash to flow into crypto. So not bad. That brings us into, you got it, Pulse Chain, Pulse Gains. We've had a lot of action here from the OA wallet. Finally, it's been dormant, sleeping, but it has been more active this week. 636 days, 636 on Pulse Chain. And of course, apparently this is 555 days since the SEC case launch or something. So that's pretty interesting. I think that was yesterday or something. We got Pulse here at the moment, quadruple 0462, down 6% at 46% of mean sacrifice price. Man, when this gets on a run, if you're buying Pulse and stuff around this price, I think you're gonna be pretty happy. Pulse X at the moment, quadruple 0274, down 8.2% at 27% of the mean sacrifice price. Man, these discount prices have continued. When this goes, it's going to be glorious, I'm sure. The buy and burn is at 1,239 billion. 6.22% of the public supply is bought up and burned forever. Incentive token there, $1.29, down 9.7%. Now, very importantly, the ratio has really tumbled here on INC. We are down to 27,919. So that is quite a tumbling there. We've got Hex at the moment is at 1.14 cents, down 14.5%. And of course, we've got eHex there at 2300th of a penny. That is holding up pretty well there on the old Ethereum side. The Pulse Chain side definitely getting hit there a bit. Combined price of eHex and PX is at 1.37 cents. So we're down about 0.5% in the last week or so, I think, from memory. So there we go. That is where we are. Now, the other thing that we've had is extremely high gas prices. The last day or two has been very, very high. Probably the last week, actually, since that pump.tires got launched. You can see it in the chart, very elevated gas prices. In fact, yesterday, we were pretty much the same price as Ethereum. Can you believe it? Same price. At the moment, Ethereum is at 1 Gwei, which is obviously super duper low. And of course, we're only 34 times cheaper than Ethereum at the moment. And that's at 1.7 million beats. But yesterday, we were pretty much on par, almost 1-to-1. It was 1.7. I saw it at. So can you believe that? Almost 1-to-1 gas prices there. That's is it a sign of a better chain doing better? One could argue it is very much so. Richard has argued that before. 45,476 validators at the moment operating the chain and the bridge. Bridge, I think this looks pretty. It's up about. Looks like that's up about $4 million from yesterday or the day before when I was live streaming. I thought we did get down to 112, I think, from memory, 112 something. So it does look like we're up there on the old Pulse Chain. So that brings us into Hex, man. We've seen some action over on Hex. We saw something like 250 billion Hex, I think it was. 250 billion? Doesn't sound right. 250 million. I can't remember the exact number now, but it was 250 something on the old Pulse Chain. And can't be 250 billion. Yeah, maybe it was 250 billion on the old Pulse Chain. I think the public supply has got to be well less. The public supply must be, I don't know, 13 billion or so. I'm not sure what the exact number is, but it's got to be down that towards the end somewhere. But 250 billion, I think it was on Pulse Chain and Ethereum. It's staking for about a week. And of course, what does that do? That lowers the inflation and rewards for short-term stakers. So it looks like it's, the OA essentially can be an adjustment for inflation when it's too high. And so that's probably the main reason happening there. And also lowering the dumpability for short-term miners as well. Also would probably affect the share rate. We'll see what that's like. I guess follow Crispy Man for things like that. He's out there covering Hex details every day, most days. And of course, he monitors those sort of things. So yeah, probably change T-shares there. I think we're sitting at 40,000 on the T-share rate, which is pretty impressive. And we'll see what it looks like afterwards, after the stake comes out. And what else? T-shares jumped from about 8.7 million to something like 16 million, something like that. Is what I heard. So yeah, pretty crazy. Crispy, and follow him for all of the next level details. That's kind of a quick summary of what's going on there. So something like 250 billion staked in each chain, adding about 7 million T-shares or so. And that's for about a week, and then it will go back to normal. But it will probably impact the share rate, and which is already over 40,000, and also obviously the payout, which has been up at like 7.5 Hex per T-share. So that's pretty high inflation. So just muting that a bit. Now, we typically, the OA was always staking out at the end of the year. If you remember the first couple of years, always had big T-shares coming out in like November, December. That was typically what happened. So I'm not sure what that profile looks like now, but that's something that Crispy Man's probably got all over that. So there we go. Check out Crispy Man on YouTube. Crispy Man, and just type in Hex or something. You'll pull up his channel. That is pretty much it. All right. So kind of cool. OA is in operation and moderating that inflation, a bit like central bank. A bit like central bank is the OA. All right. So that is pretty much it. Richard's been pumping out his posts over the 24 hours. Man, he's really been stepping it up. Something seems to be happening. OA is moving. Richard Hart's posting. This is getting crazy. We are expecting the SEC court case, something around that to happen. And of course, the SEC changing guards, right? Already dropping some court cases or something like that. So I wish Ethereum would do this. The Vitalik Bullrun, let the layer 2s pay more. They can afford it. They're rich on starving Ether fee revenue and demand. I just discovered a chart that shows how Pulse has become more rare over time. Looks like the burning is really ramping up. Go bump tires. So just exciting about the Pulse burn rate going up. What is that? EIP 1509? Is that the one? I think it is. I think it's the fee one. It's been a while since I talked about EIP 15s, but I think it's EIP 159. You guys can double check that, but I think that is the case. With the fee burning on Ethereum, just like because Pulse is a fork of Ethereum, so it burns those fees too. So with pump tires ramping up the volume and the blocks, obviously the gas price has gone through the roof. Like I said yesterday, it was almost the same as Ethereum. And pump tires there is adding massive volume to the chain, also moving it up the ranks on Dex Screener. So think about Richard's moves, but like a layering of a cake. This is like another layer on the cake there, lifting volumes up there. And of course, we're still expecting more from Richard around Magic Upright and potentially the PDI Maker Theory or any of those contracts being put in action. So we should see what happens with those two. Layer that cake, baby. Layer that cake. So there we go. We've got some increases there with the yellow, so it's kind of cool and changing there. And there we go, 30-day average inflation down as well, 30 billion on that marker for the current day. Pretty crazy. All right, so having an unpack there. Richard's also been making other comments, so let's have a quick look at some of those. He talked about the big winners here, Hex.com. So the big, what's that, Lamborghini, is it? Racing with the Hex there, taking a lot of rewards. So big champion there, Sprint Club champion, and sporting champs as well, 2024. So it's kind of cool, looking good there with all those trophies. Let's have a look at some of that. Not bad at all. Everyone having a good time there. Just trying to see whether I recognize anybody in the picture. Maybe the race driver possibly, but I think he's in the view. But pretty cool. They look great. All those trophies in there. Pretty fun. They look like they're having a good time there. So that was from Richard Hart. That was only 18 hours ago. What else we got from him? We got some more here 9 hours ago. I care about Ethereum more than you do, Vitalik. Here's a chart of you destroying Ethereum revenue. Last week, Layer 2s made $5 million on $400,000 of costs, and you want them to buy even less Ethereum? Let's ETH make some money, man. ETH was 5K in 2021, man. It's half of that now, man. There we go. So lots of mans going on there. And of course, he's showing some of the revenue that's being paid in the ongoing tokenomics. There, it's got base chain, Arbitrum, etc. It's got the revenue and the costs. Really cool website there, On-Chain Economics, if you want to check that out. That is pretty cool, actually. All right, let's jump down to something else there. Pro tip: guess how much retail ETH buy pressure the layer 2s had to destroy to make a 5 million to pay ETH only 400,000. When what you're doing isn't working, stop supply and demand. You're destroying demand for ETH by underpricing block space for layer 2s. The price chart is truth. I should have said I care more about Ethereum price than you do. I'm sure you care more about the whole bunch of intellectual crap that doesn't move the price up. You can't saw your way out of supply and demand. What you're doing obviously isn't working. Pivot, kill inflation. There we are. There's some tidbits there to Vitalik, of course, one of the founders of Ethereum. We got a bit more around that. I think that was it. I think that was it. We got. So I really want ETH price to go up. Ethereum block space cheap layer 2s. So you can see it on the inflation chart. Look at how the dates match. He's worked hard to make this terrible decision and is doubling down to literally do it again with more layer 2 simplifications, worship and destruction and demand upgrades planned for this year. Stop giving people reasons to not buy ETH, man. Please make ETH rare again. Give people a reason to actually pay for it. And to boot, you harm the price to move everyone to less security, less composability, fractured liquidity, fractured brand awareness. Dumb. Stop it, man. Make ETH great again. And of course, the Vitalik is wicked smart, but supply and demand don't care about that. He's flooding supply and destroying demand, Sawyer style. Price chart is crying. I'm crying. You're crying. No more tears, money, Skelly. Only dreams. Let the dreams be real, sir. So he's posting some evidence around that again. Around that. So obviously you can see that there on ultrasound money if you want to go to this chart to see the ETH supply on that top left there and the supply change top right. So let's go down there. And why do the L2s barely pay anything to Ethereum for starving Ethereum on demand, reducing security, fracturing liquidity? Because ETH implemented a EIP 48844 proto-dank sharding, and of course on March the 13th, and layer 2s implemented shortly after, more like proto price sharding there, stop the inflation. Of course, Ethereum was getting its lunch eaten after it did proto-dank sharding by the second layers, and of course they batch their transactions, don't they, before they put them on layer 1, and so that was taking a lot of demand away. Let EIP 159 go back to doing the work of burning supply it was doing. So there we are. At least I got that one right. EIP 159. I remember that one. So that was pretty interesting. I think we had one more comment there. Is that it? No, that was it. So that was from Richard Hart. Now, interesting, right? Interesting, which brings that up into my next comment here that he made. This is the last one. Ethereum, tell me how smart the system sounds to you. You have a lemonade stand. You have max 100 daily customers, 100 revenue. You want to scale. You have a friend set up a lemonade stand right next to your own and call it L2 lemonade. You sell them 100 lemonades for $10 and they resell them for $30. Yay, you're self-scaling. You now have 200 lemonades of capacity instead of 100. Oops, though. Now you're only making $10 instead of $100, and the L2 is making $20. You used to be making 100 instead of getting 200 users a day. You still only have 100. Congrats, you played yourself. We're still the layer 2 lemonade doesn't taste as good, and they're even thinking of replacing you as their supplier. Make Ethereum great again. Stop selling your lemonade at cost to competitors. Make ETH rare again. Give people reasons to actually buy and use it. Stop making layer 2s rich and forcing people into fractured liquidity and lowered security. It's not working. Well, worse, it's working negatively, and you can't see it on the price chart and inflation chart. If you don't want to fix it, at least stop dealing us new damage. So that is from Richard. So a huge amount of communication out there to Vitalik and to Ethereum holders around the tokenomics. And why so much of this? Why? Well, look, the Magic Upright is down 28.5% at the moment on the Ethereum price. So here at the moment, the entry price was $3,773. The current ETH price is $2,696. It is down 28.5%. Portfolio 184 million. Now we have seen that volatility before, as you guys know. We have seen it here in the months of August all the way through to October, where the portfolio of the Magic Upright Ethereum. This is the 171,000 Ethereum that the Sacrifice wallet bought, and of course it is currently worth 461 million. Was worth 645 million, and of course waiting for that to have a rally in the ETH price to these big targets that we talk about for the bull market, 10k, 15k, 25k even. You're going to need to also get those tokenomics right to squeeze it. Otherwise, we've got a lot of blockchains, layer 2s and other chains like Solana out there eating a bit of the lunch there for Ethereum. So that's kind of the main play there. Interesting stuff. So we'll have to keep a question mark over the over that, but still expecting some good institutional backing for Ethereum into this bull market cycle with the supply and demand. So tokenomics is one thing, but having that big institutional backing typically will pump a lot of money in at the right time based on perception and momentum. And so we'll see how that plays out this year. All right, so that leads us into Pulse Chain. We're going to talk about that, but before we do, what else we got there? Hextamar says 5555 DGS. I like that one, Hextamar. That's a pretty cool saying. Brendan says Wookie is also layered like a cake. Oof, that's that's a burn out there, burn. I think Worky feels that fat burning off straight away. You didn't say fat, but I just added that in because it's funny. All right, so let's get in here. Worky's going to smash me, smash bang. All right, so let's get into it. We got the rest of it. We got 69 million in volume at the moment on the old Pulse chain. And of course, we got this pump tires, right? This pump tires out there. So let me pull that up. Pump tires, that is out there at the moment. And let's have a look at that. So pump tires is ticking away there. Lots of people are jumping on this bagwagon. How long does it last? I don't know. Is it going to be sustainable for long term? Is it just a short term pumpy dumpity? A lot of people are playing it at the moment. We're probably going to see more automation come into as people set up tokens here. It is highly speculative, so take care out there. But it is obviously once it reaches, once it becomes king of the hill, the top one here is king of the hill. You can see at the moment, and once it gets to a certain market cap, I think it's like $35,000 or something like that. It's got the how it works down here. I think it's down here somewhere. I'm not sure if it actually has the amount in there, but yeah, I didn't think it has, but I think it's about 30,000. That is that's when it goes to DEX to PulseX. It jumps from this platform to PulseX there with liquidity. So people competing to become the king of the hill or the current king there. So there we go. Interesting stuff. All right, let's jump over to so that's pumping a lot of volumes. New tokens are making onto the PulseX, and of course we see them all launch. So you've got the age here: 2 days, 4 days, 20 hours. A lot of these, in fact, most of these tokens will be from that pump tire site that Richard has promoted there. We can see the pretty much one of the most valuable, if not the most valuable, is the most wanted one that's been around for 4 days now with the platform, and we can see that's one of the better performers. A lot of the rest of them all just sort of die away. They don't even make it off pump tires onto PulseX. And even on PulseX, they often get dumped after they get launched. But some of them manage to hold up their liquidity, right? Because a lot of it is going to this pump tires, aka Richard Hart, possibly, or whoever is running the site. You can decide, and they're holding a lot of the supply, right? So interesting. I said tokenomics looks very similar in many ways to, I guess, to the way that PulseX and Pulsar run. So that's ticking away at the moment. So kind of cool. Now you can filter out all those dates. So you can put out, like minimum 3 days or whatever in the age pair here if you want to filter those out and have a look at what typically launched. But let's have a look anyway. We've got looking at top coins. Let's have a look at that. So we're going to go 24 hour. This is 6 hour trending. And we've got Hex as, let me just refresh that. It's in the wrong order there. So we've got a lot of these new tokens. Orion Directive's been around for 3 months, so it's been around for a while. So anything probably longer than 4 days has been around for a while. So other than that, they're probably from pump tires, that new sort of token launching pad that anybody can launch tokens on. Let's see here. We've got PUSD, the Grays is up 4%, and X is up 4% as well. So very little moving on the trending there over the last 24 hours, but there are the few of those pump tire ones doing pretty well, like most wanted as well. It's up 15%. We've got funny coins there, like was it Fart Coin, Richard Fart Coin? That's up 500%, and it's at 0004. But once again, be careful out there. Old Greg was on the King of the Hill yesterday. That looks like that's made it successfully to the platform. It doesn't look like the liquidity's changed much. Market cap 137K, so it's gone up 300% since it launched, I think, yesterday. So there we go. There's a few. All right, let's jump away from that though, and let's get into PUSD ALGO. So PUSD ALGO, we're back in that for the win. Now, I've got an update around this. So not only can you participate, if you want to get a 90% referral bonus, the link is in the description. Don't not use one because you're missing out, right? So look at these people on the front page. This person here, number 18, did not use a referral code. This person, number 14, didn't use one. Number 9 didn't use one. Number 6 didn't use one. Don't do that because you're just missing out on free value, and that potentially has massive upside once you get, you get 20% extra, and then you do a 10x. I mean, that's a lot, right? So just don't be those guys. Now, if you do sacrifice, including the referral bonus of 90%. So if you had like $800 and something plus a 90% referral bonus, you're going to get to $1,000. Once you get to $1,000, you get the second bonus, right? Bonus X. So bonus X is here. And if you sacrifice $1,000 inclusive of that referral bonus, you do get a 2x multiplier, which is massive, right? So there are two ways of doing it, right? Get the 19% bonus. If you're doing under 1,000, like if you're doing less than say $800 and something, and then get that free 19%. Makes sense. And if you're looking to go over that, then get that do the $1,000 and you'll get access to the bonus X, which is up to 2x. You don't know what it's going to be. It's a random number generated between 1.01 and 2x. Some people are getting small ones, like this person got 1.08, but some people are getting big ones. This person got 1.082, so that's a massive difference, right? So in any case, this person didn't use a referral code, didn't get that 19%. They did get a 1.54x multiplier because they sacrificed over $1,000 by themselves. But you could actually sacrifice about $800 and something, just whatever it gets you to 1,000. So actually, let me just quickly work out what that is. So 840, let's round it up, $841. So if you did $841 plus the referral bonus of 90%, that would get you to 1,000, and then you would get access to that second bonus, which is massive, right? Up to potentially massive. You could get a low one like 1.01, but it could get you one close to 2x. So you can see the different variations that people have got here on the list. And of course, it is a little bit harder than when people first started because the ratio used to be 1.5 to 2. It's now 1.01 to 2. So take that out. And so, yeah, get hold of that and you can get part of PUSD ALGO. I think it's going to be a massive part of the X system, potentially integrated into Jacob's Mafia world as well. Be a stable coin, be a money earner, and potentially being massive scalability for Pulse Chain, right? So keep a lookout for that. Links in the video description. Check out all the docs over there, and you can go through the videos. There's a whole ton of videos on the channel. There's about 8 short videos that I did an interview with Jacob. Now, the big update around this is that Signum is the oracle. So it needs an oracle to run for price calls, and that is going to be probably out by the end of the third week to the end of February. It's delayed because the team in an area they get the flu, so Signum is delayed in terms of launching their Oracle reporters, and that is the really first big stepping stone. Once we get that, we will get an update from Jacob, as he said on Telegram, about the roadmap for PUSD ALGO. So that's pretty cool. So one thing is just be patient with the timing. We really don't know the full timing, but we have had some key updates around the fact that the project will be going ahead. And that Signum does have to run, though. It is conditional on Signum Oracle up and running and operating well. So that is looking like from the developer of Signum that once they are coming back from being sick, I think there's 2 developers plus the founder, and that will probably be up and running by the 3rd week, if not 4th week of February for Signum. So that's going to be very important. And as far as I know, the first proper Oracle on Pulse Chain will be Signum. So fingers crossed, folks. That's where we're at. And hopefully we'll get a PUSD ALGO update after that with the roadmap. So fingers crossed there. And I'm hoping that Jacob has other capital allocations as well. But in the meantime, everybody out there in Pulse Chain plays a big role in getting this up and running. So it could be the ultimate stable coin on Pulse Chain. Definitely pegged to $1 pretty well on the testnet there. So check it out. Read the docs as well. Watch the videos. And if you're happy there, just use the referral code in the video description. Copy this address, and you can send any of these tokens from Pulse Chain or Ethereum, and you'll get credited for that after connecting your wallet. That's how easy it is. And for every $1 that you sacrifice, you'll get, inclusive of bonuses, you'll get 20 ALGO, 200 Flex, and 0.01 Rep PUSD. ALGO is the main coin, algorithmic coin on the platform. Flex is the reward token that you get from using the platform, and that is from the staker's reward, I believe, for the stablecoin. So that's kind of the idea there. All right, the total supply is sitting at the bottom too, if you want to see that. I see that ALGO's just gone over 14 million, actually. It was just under 14 million, if I remember rightly. PUSD's just got over 7,000 as well. So definitely been a few extra sacrifices in there over the last couple of days. So join the party, as it were. Going to be massive in my view. Right, I see we've got Crypto Ninja out there promoting it now. We've got Cult DeFi out there promoting it. So I think it's going to gain some attention there. Now, Mafia, of course, has also had some updates. today. Probably the biggest one is that the businesses have extended. So not only do we have roulette, but we also have now slot machine. So slot machine is out. So let's have a quick look at slot machine here. Roulette's obviously been out for what, a week or two, is it? Slot machines are now out. So let's have a look at this one here. This is slot machine, and as Brennan said, I think Brennan said that he won the big prize, didn't he? Where was that comment? Brennan won the big prize. Where is it? Brennan says, I won the major jackpot on the slots yesterday. Woohoo, which is amazing. Well done to you. I think that was a special promotion, was it? I'm not sure. Wookie feels caramelized, says Wookie. Very nice. I like what you did there. RH Max says, RH Bitcoin name, Bitcoin meme is dirt cheap. Just saying. Says Hextamars. There's a little tip there from Hextamars. What is that? I'm not sure what that is, Brennan, but it's happiness. That's all I know. All right, so what do we got here? We've got lots of bets here. People betting 50,000 here and there. And we've got winners and losers happening. What else? We've got, you can put the amount in. So if you want to do, let's say, this is in-game currency, you have to use in-game currency, 100,000, and you can spin, do a number of spins there. And yeah, so the one thing I noticed is they've got, this is the different payoff table. So if you've got 3 hearts, you're going to get, and you got 2x and 3x. What else there? 2x and 3x. I'm not sure. Is that due to the number of spins that you have? Because it's got up to 10 spins. I'm not sure if that just, that just keeps you spinning around, right? So then we've got, what do we got? These symbols. We've got, these are all in-game asset symbols, by the way. So they're all stuff that you can get in the game, and they're using those as the player symbols. That's kind of cool. Crates, keys. If you get 3 7s, it's a 50x and a 500x. How about that? Crazy. I don't know what this 2x and 3x is, though. That's the same thing. I'm not sure what that is. So let me know in the chat if you know what that is. Brennan says on real world slots, not online. Okay, sorry about that, Brennan. Didn't realize that was what you meant there. Pay up, says Wookie. Wookie's trying to host you up there, Brennan, to get the free airdrop. Anyway, so that's the play there on that. So we probably do some of these spin on this, and it's already had this one's already had 59,000 in fees paid. That's pretty cool. Now, one of the things that's changed is fees have gone up from 0.5% to 1%. So these fees will be bigger there, and I think those get paid to the platform. Now, if you're in a family, my understanding is 25% of your profit goes into the family vault. So I believe that is happening. So that is it. But we did have more updates. So let's go have a look, and let's have a look at some of these updates that we had. Let me just go and find some of the updates here. So Open for Business, slot machines are live. We are excited to announce that all 11 slot machines are now deployed. You can access them through the business tab, which we have just done. Game details, wheels, 3 wheels, lines, one line. Max win is 500x, which we can see with those triple red 7s. RTP, so the RTP there, the profitability 90%, 5%, pretty much the same as the roulettes. Auto spins up to 10 per transaction, so every transaction can get you 10 auto spins. It will just keep spinning around until going through. Regarding auto spins on BNB, we can allow up to 100 spins per transaction, but on Pulse it can handle 10 spins with no Oracle. So that's why we're after that Signum Oracle, right? Get that up and running. So that may be something they tag into the Mafia later on. That's huge. So BNB is 100 spins per transaction. Pretty cool. For now, that's BNB Mafia. For now, we have a max 10 on both chains. Okay, so they've limited the BNBs until they can get that Signum Oracle up and running, I guess. Dynamic rankings. Business items will be sorted by their open status and 24-hour profit amount. This means there's no fixed number 1 on the list. It's all about performance. Liquidity management. Owners can provide cash liquidity and open their roulettes for customers at their discretion. Owners can provide cash liquidity and open their roulettes for customers. Keep in mind, casino is only profitable when it is open. Tip: if you lack sufficient liquidity for handle RNG swings, you risk losing a slot machine item entirely. Your DOM might negotiate its return, or it could be lost for good. Tread carefully. Customizer owners can set their own minimum and maximum bet limits. This is per spin. Las Vegas slot machine. This allows for a maximum bet of 10x higher than other locations, making it hot spot for high rollers. Gambling involves risk, and this is in many ways real money at play. Please gamble responsibly. We are grateful for your feedback. So that was pretty much that. So that was some cool stuff. But there was another update earlier in the day. So that's slot machines, but there was an update earlier, so let's go find that. So there was an update earlier today. Here is a few changes that have been pushed in the last 24 hours. I will announce a large update later today when regards to slot machines, which I just read out. So list of changes: increase the roulette fee from 0.5% to 1%. The RTP has not changed. Added a new cancellation fee of 1.5% to the liquidity positions in the exchange. So he's talking about going to the exchange, and these liquidity positions that are down here now have a fee applied that did not apply before. So people could just enter and exit and reset their liquidity. Now it's going to cost you 1.5% to do that. So that's slowing things down. Re-enabled helper bots has been accepted. Items to convert feature. So they're talking about the convert feature here. You click on that. The helper bots are now available to sell. I'm not going to click on that for the time being, but you can do that. If you've got helper bots in your portfolio, then that will show up and you can convert those, only if they're a good rate, of course. Finalize the slot machine business item, of course, that is out. We just talked about that. Revamp of the ranking structure. That's pretty important. So let's go have a look at the ranking structure on the Wikipedia. And let's go. They got pre-rankings coming out, right? So we're open for business at the moment. Then pre-ranking is coming out, right? So this is what people are going to be looking at. This update will enable the following functionality: earning rank XP, earning cash, committing crimes, stealing cars, smuggling booze, smuggling conducts, traveling to other cities, going to jail, busting people out of jail, activating helper bots. So pre-ranking is going to be pretty important as far as playing goes. So that's pretty exciting. And the update around that was that there's been a revamping in the structure. We now have 30 ranks that players can rank up to. Let's go to the ranks here in the game. This is going to be pretty epic. Look at this. Woo-hoo! 30 of them now. Unbelievable. So look, we've got some cool ones there. We've got Nobody, Apprentice, Pickpocket, Cloak. That looks relatively new to me. Cloak, Thief, Locksmith. That looks new. Runner looks new. The Associate, Dealer, Fixer, Collector, Enforcer, Prospect, Lieutenant, Soldier, Monster, Swindler, Whisperer, Architect, Hitman, Assassin, Commander, Executioner. These all look new, don't they? Widowmaker, Bone Collector looks new. Tactician, Chief, Warlord, Capo Bastone, and finally the Godfather. But you do need to be a Don of a family for that. So pretty amazing. Architect, mega organized crimes. So a lot of people will be after that for the crimes, because crimes are pay pretty well, right? If you go to crimes pay pretty well. You can see the crime payment on those. It's pretty good. The chance of success, etc. Actually, I think they're on the actual crimes list, are they? There's a payoff for crime somewhere here. Anyway, so that is pretty cool. What else? Yeah, so that's a big deal. That revamping of the crimes there is pretty neat. So those are the big updates on the old chain. Now there was in my view, a controversial update regarding closing business costs for businesses that aren't operating. I think that's a bit controversial, and I think there's some counter arguments for that. We'll see how it goes there. That was regarding businesses that are not open for business, and it's one thing balancing things, another thing not giving fair value as well. So there we go. We'll see what happens there. I could put a lot of arguments up against that, but let's see what happens. I'll pay him the cake, says Brennan. Yeah, nice. In the face. All right, so that is the Mafia there. That is where we're at. So lots of updates as moving forward. It is the number one GameFi, number one metaverse, and the number one NFT marketplace on Pulse Chain. And the PUSD ALGO comes along. Who knows? That could be one of the top DeFis. It's got a V3 DEX. Remember, PUSD ALGO could be the number 2 DEX once it launches. That's also pretty possible as well, given the success of Mafia and the growth of the ecosystem generally. Big marketing is coming up too, so we're excited about where that will go. All right, so that is pretty much that. We're going to get into TitanX now. Our final topic, 44 minutes on the hour. Not bad. Face of Cake. That could be your new name, Face of Cake there, Wookie. I think that works pretty well there. We got Archie in the house there. Was it? Buonasera alla Falameliga, director. I don't know. What is it? The directorate rules. That's our Archie, the Don of Dons. Big shout out there. Yeah, let me know what you think of that, the closer business stuff there, Archie. Balancing's one thing, but I think I found these ideas. That same logic you could apply to all business, right? You could apply it to apartments, you get applied to all of them, right? So I don't know. I think you got to be consistent with your balancing ideas, and fair value needs to be brought back into the picture as well, because there are other constraints in the game that are not taken into account with these blanket rules, blanket taxes, as it were. So there we go. All right, so let's have a look at there. Raji says, yeah, not a fan of that personally. Yeah, I think there's good arguments for that. Now we've got socialists out there, talking about what's good for the mafia as opposed to what's good for the individual. So we've got a bit of conflict going on there too. So we've got to get these fair tokenomics as well. Can't just add on any willy-nilly tokenomics out there. It's a bit like, do you remember what's good for the collective? Who cares about the collective? Who cares about the collective? What about justice and property rights and other things like that? Wookie might try to eat his profile name. That is true. He might try to do it. All right. Let's get into TitanX. We've got some really interesting things happening here. Now, if you haven't joined Strategy Club, the link is in the video description. We're passing, lots of intel in there virtually every day. And so it's pretty good to join. So it's $35 a month to join up the Strategy Club. It's a private club within our Pulse Chain and Hex community. And the link is in the video description for that. So join up today and become part of the team. We also talk about a lot of things that are happening, strategy and information that this would help with you, especially if you're busy. So TitanX there. Let's have a look at the chart. It is on the top there. Everything is green for the most part. I think is there anything red? These are 33 projects, remember, and everything is green. And you remember, it has been in a pretty aggressive wave 2 on the downside, so it's been a downtrend. The wave 1 was 10x, remember, and then it pretty much got wiped out on the wave 2. We are looking for wave 3, right, which is we expect to be even more aggressive. So this is the daily chart for TitanX. So like I said, we had this wave 10, the wave 1, which is the 10x pretty much, and just below 10x, and then we had the wave 2, which wiped out pretty much most of it, 80% or so, 80 maybe 85%, and now we're starting to see some green. But I'm not so much interested in the US dollar price. I'm more interested in how it's performing against Ethereum, right? So let's switch over to Ethereum and let's have a look at the chart there. So this is the 4-hourly chart. You can see we're actually busting the grind there. We're actually moving up really well. And if I move that to the daily, this is the daily chart. So what we wanted to see was the chart beat out 1300. So this is 9 zeros, 1300. So I'm just taking away the 9 zeros because it's hard to talk about. So we bet that, right? We bet that. Yesterday we were teasing on that 1300, and then today we've busted away. And the next target, of course, the next target was 1500, right? So let's log that. And with the next target was this 1500, and we're right there right now. So that's pretty crazy. We're right there right now. And what happened there? I lost my there. So this is our next target. This is the more important target, right? Because 1500 is where we start to break out into a potential either sideways channel or an uptrend, right? And so that's where the probability goes to. So if we break this 1500, this would be even more bullish, right? So we'll be looking at this. If we can break this leading in the next 24 hours, it'll be very cool. And the next target is 1700, right? 1700. And then the next target there on the horizontals, we're using horizontals, is 1950 per se. So what I would like to see at the minimum is actually to break 1500. This would be the more bullish outcome. Break 1500, go to 1700, come back and retest the 1500. That'd be pretty cool on horizontal. Now, no one knows the exact future, right? We're just probably. Now we can see on the volumes here that we've got not really a lot of change in volumes, but the price is starting to go up, right? So that means that more buyers than sellers, basically. That's pretty much it. More buyers than sellers. In fact, we've probably had about 150K volume, net buy volume. Let's say volume is about $350,000. We've had probably 150 net buy volume, and that's how it pushed us a big, nice little green candle there today. This is a TitanX versus ETH. So we're looking for that next wave 3 because that's when the magic money's made, right? So keep up, look for that. So that's kind of our next target, 1700 and then 1950. And of course, if we can get the 1700, that'd be really cool. But retest the 15, that'd be cool. Now, obviously, we can continue to go up. We go to 1900, and then we have 2 different layers that we could test that are both bullish for an uptrend, right? Ideally, we don't really want to come back and test the 13 we really want to start breaking new higher highs, right? So really want to break out, beat that out, right? So that'd be very, very cool if we can beat that out, that 1500. So we'll keep a lookout for that. That is kind of a bit of a look there. Now I posted it out 2 days ago, and that's how it's played out. So pretty cool in Strategy Club. So check out Strategy Club, links in the video description. Now, what we're expecting is Omnichain to launch, right? So X28 is the Omnichain version of TitanX. So the difference between Omnichain and multi-chain just means that you copy TitanX over other chains. So you're doubling, tripling the supply. Every chain you add on, you're basically adding another supply of TitanX. Now that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about taking TitanX in the form of X28. So X28 is the Omnichain version, and then we are separating out that one supply that's on Ethereum, and we're spreading it out across multiple chains. So basically, Ethereum gets scarcer and scarcer on the ETH chain relative. Now, we do have arbitrage between chains that we're expecting that to actually add a lot of volume and fees. So that should accelerate the scarcity of TitanX / X21 over the chains. That's the idea. So Omnichain is launch is imminent. It's either going to be today or in 2 days' time. So that is coming out very close. There, either the 6th or the 8th. So very close on the X28. So it's well worth keeping close tabs on Jake Sharp, who's going to be launching that. And of course, that's opening up on the X28 page, right? So people will be able to go to X28 and they can bridge, right? So we're waiting for the bridge to open up. And of course, that would be adding in a base chain. See, base chain's already preloaded. The others are all grayed out there. Arbitrum, Optimism, other EVM chains, right? They're all grayed out. Now, base is going to be first, so we're looking forward to that. That's going to be huge. And we're probably going to get some protocols launched on there as well quickly after. Now, I'm thinking of Titan Farms being probably the first one. We maybe see Shogun bridging over as well. So not over, we may see Shogun possibly bridging over, not just X28. Now that's a question mark there, but that some little blues clues have been sent out about that. So we'll see how that's going. So that's kind of cool. We're looking forward to that. So Omnichain, big deal. More Titan farms on base chain and Pulse chain potentially. Looking for that. That's also bullish. Ouroboros, the big lending platform, potentially launching as well. And that is looking forward to that. That has got to be very, very close on the launch for USDX. That's the stablecoin and lending platform. That's going to be the big utility coming in. That should be bullish. It's going to take TitanX and DragonX first, as I understand it, and then Ethereum, and of course the stablecoin as well. So it should be a big supply sink for TitanX and DragonX. So these top two, and of course then also TitanX going a multi-chain that's going to spread out supply. That's going to be pretty good too, and also maybe some buy pressure, a little bit of buy pressure. It depends on the amount of millions of dollars that goes in Ouroboros on the buy pressure for TitanX and that. But at the moment, market's already starting to move, which is kind of cool. Now, Shogun may also benefit from that Omnichain move, so we're going to look out for that too. That's performing fairly well at the moment as well, particularly against X28. The price is going up very nicely indeed. Remember, there is an 8% tax on Shogun. Vault, of course, we're expecting big things from Vault coming up soon. The supply is definitely getting scarce out there, and we've got Vault staking coming up. I think that's pretty imminent as well. May be time with the X28 Omnichain launch, is my guess. And then, of course, it was in the third audit. That's probably completed now. And we're waiting also for Bitcoin Genie, which I'm very hyper pumped for. I will be promoting that. I'm very excited for that. Obviously, we'll read the white paper. But what I've seen so far, Bitcoin Genie looks like a real frontier DeFi 3.0 game changer potentially. So we're going to be looking at Bitcoin Genie when that comes. That could be very exciting indeed. In fact, if you go to the X account, hopefully I can see the stuff. We get constantly updates here from Bitcoin there. So kind of cool. Yeah, it's also going to have a gold affiliate there, which I will be promoting. So very excited about that. Probably fun to see where that goes in the future there. So keep a lookout for that. Could be massive. Going to have Bitcoin, Ethereum collateral, and TitanX, as I understand it, and a whole ton of rich features for fundamentals and sustainability and buying over selling. So keep a lookout for that. Going to be cool. All right, so that's sort of stuff. Everything else looks pretty green. Ascendant is up 33%. Obviously, that benefits Ascent benefits the Tink farm, the Titan farm, so that's up 33%. What else is looking pretty good? Ouroboros up at 10 cents at the moment for that lending protocol. It launches very, very soon, 26% on that one. Blaze is up 25%. Nice little move up there at 44 cents. Don't forget, Blaze has that max Ethereum out in the day 444 or something like that. And that is pretty epic. So you can check that out on the website. The cheaper you can get Blaze and stake it, the better, right? That's the play. Morpheus up 27% on the back of DragonX. We've got Inferno up 20% as well. Remember, excluding liquidity provisions, Inferno has the top buy and burn. I think it's at 54%. Although I do think, was it Viper or something? Must be pretty close to that. Let's have a quick look at Viper over here, just because it's a lot of fun to do that. Let's see what the stats are on the buy and burn. 54. Oh, they're pretty much the same. Pretty much the same, Viper and Inferno. So those are the top two burners, excluding liquidity wallets and LP syncs, right? So if you exclude those, just pure burning, then that is those two are the number one, Inferno and Viper. Viper there. I'm not sure where Turbo is relative to that, actually. So what else we got there? Alien X is up 17%. Matrix is up 29%. So we've got some good little movers there. And yeah, let's see where this goes, because if TitanX blows up to another level, like we said, up to that 1700 mark, even to 1950, things are really starting to race away there. And yeah, exciting times. Now, also, if obviously Omnichain goes very well on base chain, with the number of protocols tokens launched, and not only TitanX participations from the community, but also base chain community participates, man, things will really start to run away pretty fast. That would be the bullish scenario there. So keep a lookout for that, because that's, everyone's chasing those bullish scenarios, and that is the play there. What else there? We got Archie says, nah, not a fan of that personally. Yeah, I think we talked about that. It was cool. Wook Brennan says Wookie might try to eat his profile name. Yeah, well, I think we read that too. I thought I had not read those two, but I had. All right, so that is where we are on TitanX. Pretty exciting where this is going to go. Now, the other thing is that portfolio on TitanX Hub now is multi-chain already. So Omni-chain, it's now got base chain included. So that's already, if you've got the portfolio used that track TitanX, that's also going to be checking the base chain if you participate over there. If you have any portfolio, pretty cool. Gwei on Ethereum, super cheap, 0.92 Gwei. Can you believe it? Less than 1 Gwei. So it's a good time for launching anything because it's nice and cheap to do work, do activity on the old Ethereum there. All right, and the price is much cheaper than it was too a week or so ago. So kind of cool on there. So that is pretty much it on TitanX. It is getting pretty close. We got some cool things coming. I think that the Dude's probably going to have some surprise launches over on base chain too. The Dude, of course, has done a number of protocols, including Helios, Element 280, and what else he's done? He's done Element 280, Element 3. It was Element 369, yeah, Element 369. So kind of cool on that. Brennan says, great stream, super. Hey, appreciate that. We have covered a lot of topics, man. Have we not covered a lot of topics? We have. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to join Discord. Links in the video description. And of course, that's only $5 a month to join. A cup of coffee to join the Hex and Pulse Chain Discord. If you want to join our strategy club, a private club inside the Discord, that's $35 a month, and we're constantly flying intel through there. And we also have some great discussions around strategy and other stuff. So definitely join into that. All right, I'll catch you guys on the next show. Take care. Have a great weekend. And of course, it's Friday here in Down Under. Currently 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And guys will see you probably tomorrow. Actually, I'll probably stream tomorrow. All right, take care and bye for now. PUSD ALGO, get in there, folks. It's going to be a fun thing too, I think. All right, take care. Bye for now.